Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Matt.
I'm Aunt Becky.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Kelly.
And we're some of the Veggie boys.
Yeah, girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. Let's see, what are we dealing with this morning? 1.5 inches of rain as of right now. Now some of you may understand why we were rushing so hard to get all of that hay baled and wrapped. Because we knew it was gonna rain, we just didn't expect it to be this much rain. From last night into this morning, as you can see, 1.5 inches of rain. I think everything that we've got planted is really gonna appreciate this, and all the hay that we've mown down, well, this is gonna give it a great jump start for second cutting. We've got plenty of time till the farm market opens up, which is a good thing because we need to get it all cleaned up and we need to get it set up. We are moving into one of our busier weekends and we are expecting to have a lot of people show up. Now today, this morning, it might not be too crazy, but into the afternoon, it's not gonna be raining, and into the weekend, oh, we're gonna have plenty to do. We had to make a little detour, run home and pick up Callie. How are we feeling today?
I'm feeling a little better.
Little better? Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Can I get a woohoo?
Woohoo.
Now there was a few big jobs that we wanted to get accomplished today, but we thought it was gonna be done raining by now, and things are looking pretty sloppy out there. We had some ground that we were gonna try and work up so that we could do some planting, but with how wet it is, we're just gonna get stuck. It's gonna gunk up our machines. And then the other job we had really looked forward to doing today was some transplanting, but again, I think it's gonna be too sloppy. Although we would like to get those jobs accomplished today because of the weather, we can't. We're not too upset about it. The rain is nice. It's gonna really help out the crops. And another thing, this rain gives us an opportunity to slow down and take care of some other jobs that really need to be taken care of. Chickens are now all taken care of. Daniel went through early and fed the cattle. He gave them silage pretty early this morning, and then he went through not too long ago and dumped in some grain, which they had already enjoyed. They honestly haven't been eating as much as we thought they would. I think it's because the grass has been growing so nice, which is good. That's cheap feed. Daniel's heading up with a load of plants. We need to fill in all the spaces that people have been taken from over the week. It's nice to see how much stuff has really grown. These tomatoes, it feels like just the other day that we seeded them, and now look at them. They're ready to go for sales. And then all these peppers here, I think they're ready to go out into the field. This is actually something we want to get started on. However, due to how wet it is, I don't think we're gonna be able to today because those pepper plants look gorgeous. We still have some cucumbers that need to be transplanted. We have lots of zucchini, and we have peppers and tomatoes. Shortly they will be going into the soil. It's just the weather's not agreeing with us. Otherwise, we would be doing it. But it wouldn't be farming if there wasn't something beyond your control preventing you from doing some work. That's real farm. Go ahead. Come on, come on. Oh, we got a calf going up the hill. That's always fun. Got any more up there?
Got one more.
One more? Slow poke. Come on.
Come on, down the hill. It's a bit chunky.
This way.
Come on.
Come on. Ah. There we go.
Get him back.
At least we got them all back in here. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. Do you have enough hair, Callie? She doesn't think so. You know, it's really sloppy out here. She thinks that's funny. You want me to tell you stories? Oh, she wants to tell me about how chrysalises turn into butterflies. Maybe later, okay? Bye. Well, that was always more eventful than it needed to be. We took all of those calves that were in that large pen and we moved them out to the pastured ground, and then we took a few of the calves that we had by themselves and moved them into the pen. So just moving a few cattle around, making things a little easier on ourselves when it comes to feeding. There we go. Fresh dry bedding. And that will do it. This pen was a little on the sloppier side, so we put down some fresh bedding. This will be nice for the calves. Now we store a few different things in these tanks. Sometimes it's fertilizer, sometimes it's water. Tomorrow it's gonna be all water. We're hoping to get lots of transplanting done. So we took one of our large tanks that was sitting here, moved it onto our wagon. We're gonna get it all filled up with water, and that hopefully will help us not have to stop tomorrow. One of the biggest reasons why it takes so long to plant is you have to come back and fill up with water and fill up with plants. But if we have a wagon full of plants back there and we have a large tank full of water, well, that might save us a lot of time. For the next job that I have, Callie is actually gonna be coming along with us. Are you excited to go to work with Daddy? Yeah. So we've got myself, we've got Callie, and Pop in the minivan. We're ready to go. We've got to go and pick up some parts. I think Callie's excited to be along for the ride. Woohoo!
Well, we're on our way to equipment dealer. We are going to pick up plow shears for the plow. Apparently Daniel's plowed too much and has wore them out, so we need to get new ones. And there's some bolt kits that go for that fastens the plow shears, so we need to pick up the bolt kits. And I want to price out some parts for a sprayer that we have. The booms are not good, so I'm going to price them out quick and see if it's worth buying some new booms or if I should make them myself. So we're on our way. It's about 45 minutes away.
And normally we don't get to do something like this, but the weather's bad. We can't be out in the field, so we might as well get these other jobs taken care of.
Green pools? Really?
Well, we made it to the place where we need to pick up our parts. However, Callie fell asleep. So I'm gonna sit in here with Callie while Dad runs in to grab everything. And once we get the car loaded up, we'll be back on our way home. We just got finished picking up everything that we needed. Callie woke up, we went in there, and she picked out a tractor toy. So she's back there playing with her tractor toy, and we are on our way home. Dad and I are now home from picking up those parts. Right when we got back, I went home and I dropped Callie off. Callie is now napping. Daniel is loading up a few boxes onto the truck. He's got to pick up some seed for one of our customers. Dad, I'm not sure what he's going to be working on. Matthew is helping customers, and I'm just trying to finish my lunch. After I got finished with lunch, I was discussing with Dad a little bit as to what we were going to get accomplished this afternoon. He was sorting through some parts, and then he mentioned he was going to be working on the new calf pen. I don't know what exactly we would call it, but he's working on that structure. We have all the blocks in place, so we just need to get everything moved around, and then we can start building. And I was thinking about what I could do, and then I remembered I still had some sweet corn out here that was still stuck under the mulch, so we wanted to help it a little bit more. You can see what we got accomplished last time, and the rows look absolutely gorgeous. And although the sweet corn did look pretty rough when we took the mulch off of it last time, it's got a lot of new growth on there, and it's not looking too bad. So we're just gonna continue with what we were doing last time, just freeing up some of this sweet corn. It's really easy to see the difference between the stuff that was not underneath the mulch and the stuff that's already been broken free. This stuff looks a lot nicer than what's over here, but it'll catch up. Just give it some time. When it comes to vegetable farming, I would say that this is not the glamorous side of vegetable farming. When people think about vegetable farming or market farming or just growing fruits and vegetables themselves, they think about the benefits or they think about the harvest, but they don't think about all the work that leads up to the harvest. And I think a lot of this work gets pushed to the side or even minimized. A lot of this work can be as fulfilling as harvest time. You just have to think about it the correct way. A lot of people don't like weeding, but weeding is so beneficial. If you have a garden and you're not weeding, well, you're not gonna have the best harvest possible. And although a lot of gardeners will get their rush or they'll get their excitement from just picking nice fruits or vegetables, you need to get some excitement from doing these little tasks like helping out your crop any way possible. It gives you a better chance of enjoying yourself while you're raising your own food. If you're just looking for that moment of harvest time, well, it's gonna come and then it's gonna go, and then you're just gonna wait for it for a whole nother year. But when you're doing this not so glamorous work, you got to think about how it benefits the crops. And then it'll make that moment of picking a beautiful peach, a beautiful cucumber, or even an amazing tomato so much better. And it just gives you something to think about. Usually the people who have the nicest gardens or who raise the nicest crops are willing to do work like this. So if you want to have beautiful crops, you want to raise a nice garden, these are the things to be thinking about. And like I said, we're not looking for style points. We're just looking to have a good time and benefit from our hard work. This is not fun. I'm sure we could find a way to do this a little easier or not do this at all, but by me just taking the few hours to go through and do this job, it's gonna benefit us a lot. And you know, me telling you all this, it might just be me trying to cope with the fact that I have to do this job. That could be, but I'm looking for positives here. That's what vegetable farming, that's what raising crops and all animals is all about. Just looking for the positives. And right now, as I'm looking out through this field, it's not too hard for me to find some positives. This stuff looks pretty good. I only have about 2 more rows of sweet corn left to do, and then we will all be finished. But one, I broke my stick that I was using, and I don't want to be bending over too much going throughout the entire field. And 2, I think Dad needs to go over it again just to help the plastic rip apart. This biodegradable plastic or mulch that we are putting down, it does break up relatively easily, but when Dad goes over it with the tool that we built, oh, it just is so much nicer. While I'm here though, if we go down from where the sweet corn is, we have our potatoes. Now we do have some weeds growing in here. We're gonna have to come through with the cultivator, but you can see we've got a few of our potatoes coming up here, and some of them are looking really good. And that new potato planter that we use, it always does a really nice job, but every year I'm more and more impressed with it. I know for the years when I was younger using the older potato planter that we had, it just wasn't as effective and the potatoes never looked as nice, but now our potatoes are always looking so good. You know, I'm thinking, even though it hasn't been too dry this spring, I think some of the crops were hurting for rain. This 1.5 inches that we've had this morning has really helped out. I can tell from how the sweet corn looks, and I can also tell from looking at the potatoes. Before I head back to the farm, I do want to go and look at the peas to see how they are. We're gonna be picking relatively shortly. Those peas will really grow fast. Well, it's not like we have a crazy amount of size, but they are pretty thick through here. The germination rates were good. And you can see there's a lot of new growth coming on here. That's very nice. Pea sprouts. The first planting of peas will bring it all the way over to right here. And then we have our second planting of peas. These also look really, really nice. This little area we're in, we're gonna have a lot of vegetables here because we gotta finish off the zucchini and the cucumbers. And then right below this, we're gonna have tomatoes, and we're also gonna have some peppers. So this area is gonna be involving a lot of picking this year. I don't think you could ask for better looking vegetable plants at this point in the year. Yeah, this is why we weren't out in the fields today. Wee bit muddy. I just made it back to the farm market, and this place is bumping. There is people everywhere. The girls have been running around, Matthew's outside helping customers. They're selling like crazy in here. But anyway, I had to come back because there was someone here from Penn State that wanted to talk to me just about a few things that we might be doing in the future. Nothing crazy, just might be having people come and checking out the farm market and talking to them. But that's pretty interesting. That's something you don't realize until you start making videos. There's a lot of people who do similar to what you do, and they like to learn as well. I like to learn, they like to learn. So occasionally you'll get some people showing up that they also have farm markets. They also grow fruits and vegetables. And it's nice to get to talk to these people. And I think it's a side of vegetable farming and fruit farming you don't really get to see. Everybody wants to do well. Everybody wants to make a living, but they also want other farmers who are doing something similar to them to be able to do the same thing. So we ended up spending the rest of the workday there at the farm market, and then once I got finished, I made my way home. Right now I'm working on cooking some dinner. I think we're gonna have rice, beans, and some chicken. Ooh, that's gonna be good. We got some veggies thrown in there too. It's gonna be a nice dinner. At this very moment, it looks like Lauren is working on feeding the babies. Callie, she is waiting for dinner as well. The whole family loves dinner time. I think they take that from me. One thing I will say, I've had a few people mentioning about how much they miss when we would, you know, say bye-bye and cook together as a big family. I won't lie to you, I miss that too, but my circumstances are a little different. Now that Lauren is feeling much better, maybe that could restart here soon. We have eaten family dinner plenty of times together, and we're always eating up there. I just never seem to have the camera, but I'll have to do that for you guys in the near future. I just want you to know it still takes place. I just don't always have the camera. And another thing, I never envisioned my circumstances to be the way they are today, so I wouldn't change them for anything. I love my circumstances, but still, things are different than I thought they'd be. All of us are now sitting down ready to eat, so that means this is where we're gonna end the video today. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting us. Thank you to all the kind comments we get. I appreciate it, guys. Just a reminder, we are trying to hit 200K subscribers, so if you're new here, please consider subscribing. And also, liking the video helps us out like crazy, and you guys have been doing a great job with that. So make sure you hit that like button. Hey, I will see you all next time. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.